Okay, and join us right now on the Kirby Couch, the first and currently the only Republican woman to jump into the 2016 presidential race, the author of Rising to the Challenge and presidential candidate, Carly Fiorina. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing okay. What's your reaction to the news that ISIS on their official radio station is claiming responsibility for that attempted mass murder down in Texas?
Well, whether it's true or not, it's possible they're just being opportunistic. It's a very disturbing trend, clearly. Yeah. Very disturbing.
And what do you know, yesterday we were all saddened to hear that 25-year-old Brian Moore died after being shot in the face while serving in NYPD here. What is your message right now to police across the nation, and how do you believe that the administration should be addressing what they seem to be as an outline as a crisis of police not acting the way they should or in accordance with some rules when it comes to black males?
Well, first, those who serve every day in dangerous situations deserve our unswerving support. Secondly, this is one of the reasons why I think it's so important that we give all police officers body cams so that there's no confusion about what actually happened after the fact. It's for their protection as much as anyone else's. And honestly, I'm so tired of this president only talking about the side of the issue that he wants to talk about. It lacks perspective, it lacks balance. It's not leadership at a critical time when the nation needs to be unified instead of divided, and he continues to seek to divide this nation.
What would you specifically do differently, though, in handling ISIS and the terror threat? Because you know you're going to face the question, okay, you're going to try to play this as, I'm not a politician, so I'm not conventional, but you also do not have national security credentials, and ISIS now claims, at least, that they got onto American soil, and there was almost a massacre here. So what would you do differently than the president?
Actually, I think I have quite extensive national security credentials. I've met more world leaders on the world stage today than anyone else running, with the possible exception of Hillary Clinton, and I didn't do photo ops. I sat as close to Vladimir Putin as you and I are sitting now. Bibi Netanyahu, the Chinese leadership, King Abdullah of Jordan, many, many others in every continent on the planet. I served as the chairman of the advisory board at the Central Intelligence Agency.
You had those meetings, but what would you do substantively, differently than this president?
Very specific things that our allies have asked us to do. First, I would arm the Kurds. We still haven't. Second, I would provide what King Abdullah of Jordan, a man I've known for many years, has asked us for, bombs and materiel. We haven't. Third, I would share intelligence with the Egyptians. They've asked us to do that. We haven't. And here we have a president of Egypt who is literally putting himself personally at risk to talk truthfully about what he calls the cancer in the heart of Islam. And this president says, when the head of Egypt bombs in response to the beheading of 21 Coptic Christians on Egyptian beaches, this president, our president, says he can neither condemn nor condone his actions. The truth is, President Obama always provides us with a false choice. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, there's nothing else to do but march off to war. It's simply untrue. We have allies all over the world who have asked us for very specific things. Stop talking to Iran. Please arm the Ukrainians. Please have exercises in the Baltic states. Please help the Australians push back against a newly assertive China. Please help us in the Arab Middle East fight ISIS. This administration has done none of it. And meanwhile, they've gotten totally confused about who are our allies and who are our adversaries. Remember that Hillary Clinton called Bashar al-Assad a positive reformer. And here we are still talking to Iran, when what we ought to be doing is stopping talking, exacting, punishing financial sanctions, which we can do unilaterally, until they submit to inspections.
Let me ask you this. Recent Fox News poll, and I'd like to ask you how you can overcome, you're standing here with the GOP field. You're garnering just under 1% right here of support as it stands against, other candidates or would-be candidates in the field right now, particularly when someone, I believe it was yesterday, went on a website domain name of yours and took the opportunity to use the fact that you laid off a number of employees and use that against you to say this is not a job creator. So how do you overcome and move the needle on that 1% in the face of those criticizing you for layoffs?
Well, first, a couple months ago, I was nowhere in the polls. I'm not a professional politician, so I don't have the same name recognition. That's just a fact. Secondly, I started out as a secretary, as you may know, so I'm kind of used to being underestimated. It's the story of my life. Third, the thing about business, unlike politics, is business has facts in it, numbers in it, and so my track record at Hewlett-Packard is very clear. Together with the people of that great company, we took a business during the worst technology recession in 25 years. The NASDAQ has only now recovered, you may recall, after 15 years. We took a company and doubled it in size to almost $90 billion. We took the growth rate from 2% to 9%. We tripled the rate of innovation to 11 patents a day. We took it from a market laggard to a market leader in every product category. And yes, indeed, we grew jobs because we transformed a company that was falling behind and failing to one that was growing and succeeding.
I have a hewlett-packard printer at my house right now. I need the cyan cartridge, but otherwise it was
100 patents in that little cartridge.
Carly Fiorina, good luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right.